Malty is answering our YouTube poll chat question. Malty, what's going on?
Hey, hi Dan. Secular, how you doing?
Good. Love talking to you, Malty. How's it going?
All right. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. So you got my question there?
Yeah. So our wonderful call screener wrote down for me that our question. Well, actually, they didn't put the question in. They did put your response that you were saying. Basically, gosh, what was the question now? I don't have it written in front of me. Do you remember our question?
It's like, are there truths that we shouldn't? Yeah, go ahead, Malty.
Yeah. Do you think there are truths that should never be exposed?
Okay, yeah.
Right.
That's what it was. Are there truths that shouldn't be exposed? Kind of like what we were just talking about, actually. I kind of forgot that that's what we set our poll question to, which is great.
We were chatting about the Spice Girls, honestly.
Yeah. Yeah, we were too busy talking about the Spice Girls. Malty, please, give me your take. What do you think about this?
Well, I mean, I read like a book called Lies. I think it was, Sam Harris. And he's like, no, you always should tell the truth. Always. And, I have situations now where I think I could have presented myself better and less, say, abruptly and like, there's no such thing as negative pressure. Why are you saying negative pressure? When this, so my physical therapist wanted to do some cupping on my back, thanks Michael Phelps, to relieve some back pain. Now they called it myofascial release, and they weren't like going to be putting flames onto those little things that that you would go if you went to a natural path to do it. They actually had a machine that had suction cups and a pump that would decrease the atmospheric pressure. And it flabbergasted me. And I didn't even get to the point where we brought the thing out. I was just like, excuse me?
What? I'm sorry, release the atmospheric pressure? Can you do that?
You know what cupping is? You know what cupping is, Dan? Where like
I feel like it's suction about on this show, once before.
It's so odd, but yeah, it's like just literally a cup they stick to your skin, and then they pressurize it so that it is like pulling your skin a little bit.
I have seen this.
It's supposed to be like super duper good for you or something. Honestly, what comes to my mind is something that I really should have talked about 24 hours ago, because it is not Thursday anymore. And for those of you that remember our wonderful show, Secular Sexuality, I just feel like cupping really should be more talked about on there in a more specific.
No, wait a minute. Maybe that's where I first heard. I might have been on Secular Sexuality when I remember having this conversation with Christy Powell for some reason.
I think in the fun adult time version, it is definitely a little bit different, and there is actually some science behind it. It's more of a specialized location, oftentimes, not just indiscriminately on your fucking shoulder blade, because I don't think there's any science for that.
Gotcha.
But yeah, so you didn't do the cupping, Malty. What did you do though?
She gave me some exercises, and so I was mostly doing bridging for the lower back pain. But
okay,
that makes sense. That's interesting because to be a physical therapist, you do have to go to school for that. Like you get a college degree and then you get hired by legitimate medical institutions. So I guess I could see how a physical therapist might be more inclined to do woo stuff than other kinds of medical practitioners. But like, it's separate from being like a chiropractor, for example, because like to be a chiropractor, you don't have to go to any school. Like you just go to chiropractor school, which is a medical school. Right. So like, I don't know. That's very weird that you had that experience, Malty.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, or didn't. I guess my question to you guys was, am I just shooting myself in the foot by not just going through the experience? I mean, when I did talk to a doctor about this that is managing lower back pain for me, one of the things that came up is it has very low risk of harm. And some people find anecdotally, they show benefit. Now, yes, I mean, I did look up, I think, an article from Harriet Hall, the skepdoc, and she was like, hey, give me some information, was actually had been asked by one of her friends to look into a clinic that does this and has these like huge testimonials, but she was not able to get any hard science from them.
Interesting.
And my dives into Google Scholar wasn't very fruitful either. So, yeah.
Is there any possible? I mean, I guess you get kind of a red mark on your back. Like, what is? I don't know. That might be a low risk, low reward kind of situation, Malty. I don't know. I like. In general, I would say, yeah, you probably shouldn't because you don't know the outcomes. But like, what could you possibly do? Could you make it worse? Could you make the situation worse? Is it even conceivable? I don't know. That's not like the best metric, right? But it's like, I'm really struggling to think how. Yeah, maybe if it was too tight or something. I don't know.
Like maybe if it was left on for too long, blood flow, circulation. But I think you'd have to be talking like, 30 minutes to an hour, and like such an intense time period that, and definitely don't quote me on that. I'm not the doctor. That's why we have MD Aware and Ben, right?
Right.
But like what was coming to my mind right before you said it, Malty, was like, what is the documented risks? Like worst case scenario for that? Because like with acupuncture is also bullshit and does not work, but it does have some risks because you're literally stabbing a needle into people, right? Yeah. So at the very least, if the needles are not properly cleaned and sanitized, that's a big problem. But also, if the person doesn't know what the hell they're doing, they can just stab right through a nerve or something and really fuck with you. But with cupping, it almost kind of feels like ghost hunting in the sense that, like, it's just like you're probably not going to get jack shit results from it, but worst case scenario, it's like you just sat bored in a house for an hour.
Yes. Yeah.
I don't know. It doesn't.
I don't know, Malty. I don't know. I feel like we're not helping you with your dilemma here. I'll tell you this, Malty. You probably didn't miss out on much.
Yeah.
I
think that's true.
I'll give you that if you want my take.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm just trying to figure how to approach things like that are wooey in a more
systematic way, maybe.
Well, kind actually. I really took when she did that, I was just like, I would hope we would do things that have scientific basis for them. Can you show me why you think this stuff works? I said that right to her, and she couldn't. And then she was firing off a very, the email or the notes that she was taking, she had a lot of force in her fingers during our session.
I don't think what you did is unkind. I think it is absolutely 100% reasonable to ask the person providing you a medical service to say, what is the science behind this? Because they should be up to date with the literature of anything that anyone is prescribing you, whether it's a medicine or treatment. They should be knowledgeable about the things that they're doing to your body. I don't think at least the situation you're describing, Malty, sounds unkind to me at all. In fact, I think it would probably be more respected that more people would do that because... Yeah, why wouldn't you want to know what the benefits and harms are, right? Anytime I ask a doctor about, medications I'm on or whatever, they'll tell me what's up. They'll tell me, here's some people say this, some people say that, blah, blah, blah. Like, I get that, you should feel this. You should not feel embarrassed to ask your physical therapist about that. I feel like
completely. Yeah. And I think a lot of times on the skeptical side, right, on our kind of side of stuff, like, we often are in these boats where somebody comes up to us and says like, well, I charge my quartz in the moonlight and then I make tea with it. And that helps my prostate. And you're like, what the fuck? That is nonsense. Right. But more often than not, if we respond with something like, oh, that sounds not real. Right. The person who believes that says like, well, whoa, hang on, man. Like, this is just my stuff. Like, why are you getting so all in my face? Why are you, coming at me? Why do we not get that same courtesy on the non-believer side? Somebody comes up to us and we say, hey man, I don't think crystals have any fucking magic powers, right? And they go, well, maybe you should look into it. It's like, whoa, hang on a second. I give you the charity of believing your thing, right? You should give me the charity of not believing this thing. If we want to have a conversation, yeah, man, let's go down to the local deli. We'll grab a frickin' sandwich and some chips together and we can talk. But otherwise, like, you said you believe this. I just said I don't believe this. Like, that should be okay. That should be normal conversation for adults that are actively interested in learning and finding the truth, right?
Yeah. Definitely. What do you think, Malty?
Yeah, I hear you. I think you both. Those are both really good points.
Thank you, Malty. We appreciate your call. I think we got the question squared away there. I think at least we gave our takes on it. Hopefully, you're satisfied. Are you satisfied with your service today, Malty?
Yes, I did.
Okay, great. On a scale of 1 to 5, I'm just kidding. Right. Would you like a whole call? We should do that. We should on air be like, on a scale of 1 to 10, do you feel like your question was answered today? Just make everybody listen to that. Yeah. Thank you, Malty. Appreciate you calling in. Awesome that you got to call, and like talking to you. Malty's a cool dude.